Good afternoon and welcome to the Remuera Bowling Club, where we're about to cover the final of the Hunter Bowls Champion and Champion Triples, and that of the final between the Carlton Cornwall side with Lisa Bordeaux, Linda Ralph and Karen Hema up against the Royal Oak side of Andrea Wilson, Janine Young and Rima Strickland, and both of the semi-finals could not have been any closer. The Carlton side, the Karen Hema skip side, and their semi-final against Catherine Venus and Halliers. The Carlton Cornwall side, they really jumped out to a handy lead early on in the match, but back came the St Heliers side, and they were all locked up playing. Well, in fact, it wasn't the last end; it was the penultimate end, but it was the bowler Linda Ralphs that drew the shot, and the time limit came up, so it was the Carlton Cornwall side who ran out the winners by 17 shots to 16, and in the other semi-final, it was the side of Rima Strickland skip side with Janine Young and Andrea Wilson, who were up against the Balmoral skip side with Chelsea Sudens, Lisa and Tessa Farley, and it wasn't until the last bowl of the match that the Royal Oak side actually got in front. It was all the way with Balmoral. They scored a 6 on the first end, but back came the Royal Oak side, and in the finish it was a one-shot difference. So both of these sides now have won their way through. We're playing the first end, and you can see there the yellow and black, the very distinctive yellow and black of Carlton Cornwall. And interesting to see sitting there behind the rink is Estelle Hickey and her mother, who's Pretorius, was Pretorius, been here in New Zealand for a number of years, but also in years gone by represented South Africa. So here is Karen Hema coming down towards the jack, doesn't want to flick it out too far, draws on top of the jack with 5 bowls there, all locked in on top of the head, with the bowl of Rima Strickland's just sitting in behind the jack there. So a touch on the jack would certainly be in favour of the Royal Oak side. And the deepest bowl on the rink, I can see there, the orange bowl at the deepest part of the rink is the bowl of Janine Young. So any jack movement is certainly beneficial to Royal Oak side. You would have heard Janine Young say, "You close, gets the jack." Well played. Very well played there by the Royal Oak skip. Draws a toucher.
If you take out the 2.
And there's 2 that have been taken out.
2,
3. And a great, superb conversion shot there from the Royal Oak skip. Definitely a couple down on the head. Just got a touch on the jack on the draw. Just moved the jack around the corner and has made. They've got the measure out now. They're going to the Janine Young bowl in the middle and come out to this side bowl, that being the Karen Hema bowl, and it was 3 to the Royal Oak side on this first end to open their account in the final of the Hunter Bowls Champion and Champion Triples. And of course, last week in the Champion Pairs, we saw 2 of this Carlton Cornwall side, that being Karen Hema and Lisa Bordeaux. They were the winners. They went out the winners in that particular event. And now in the men's final, or men's semi-finals, which are underway here as well, is the Grey Lynn side. That's the Grey Lynn side, skipped by Vera Natua, up against East Tamaki, Ray Iloa, and then Bridge Park. That's Tiroi Terua, and they're playing the Howick side, the Brian Chapman. So we'll bring you updates. We'll bring you updates of that score throughout the match. And of course we will at the last round this afternoon. We will have the final of the Champion and Champion men's triples, and I will have Peter Blucher here with me, who will cover the men's triples. Peter does a lot in the 1 to 5. The junior bowlers here in Auckland does a sterling job. As we see that the Lisa Bordeaux bowl, sort of lower the jack, drifting away, missed a line into the jack, and Andrea Wilson had a good line with her first, just over a bit of overweight. Got this bolt. It's out on the wider side. How fast it's going to come back. And we've moved in slightly like a rink inside. We've moved in from where that semi-final was earlier played. Karen Hema encouraging Lisa Bordeaux on the backhand. Of course, dual winner on 2 occasions of the national, the Roman New Zealand peers, playing with Val Smith. You heard Karen Hema saying that she likes the track, hasn't got the weight to get all the way down to the jack, though. Still left out of a good metre. Janine Young got plenty of room here. There's 3 shots, an opening on that opening end. It's interesting, both games were covered. We've seen good first ends, like in that Balmoral game against the Royal Oak. It was Balmoral who opened with a 6. Now in this game, it's Royal Oak who have opened with a 3. Very good starting number as you watch Janine Young now. And also, of course, although Lisa Bordeaux and Karen Hema won the champion pairs, Linda Ralph, of course, earlier on was the winner of the champion singles. And my thanks again to Tamara and Mike, who are here sitting alongside me. They're the ones that are doing all the work and putting all the cameras in place and getting all of this fantastic live coverage underway. And as the champion events, the national champion events are going to be played around the country, starting on the 1st of July to the 3rd, the singles, which will be in Hastings, and the 8th to the 10th of July will be the pairs in Dunedin. The 15th to the 17th of July, the triples from the 9A Bowling Club in Wellington. And the 22nd to the 24th of July is the 4s again from Hastings. And we'll be bringing you live action, bowl by bowl, end by end action right throughout all of those champion events. So this second end, certainly anybody's head. It's a very scattered head. And Linda Ralph will be endeavouring to draw through those short bowls. And looks on a good line. How far is the weight going to carry, though? No one's got the shot, really. Everything's like metres away. There's a clothesline around the bowls that are there. Linda Ralph shaking her head, saying, hey, how did that happen? And I see sitting up there and behind there, Jeanette Sinclair. Of course, Jeanette, member of the Carlton Cornwall Club, and a great worker for bowls here in Auckland, and was, of course, the former Bowls New Zealand president. Did a sterling job as president of Bowls New Zealand, and certainly loves the bowls, does Jeanette, and gets out and about and watches all the live action. So here is Rima Strickland. Here you'll see that deep breath, of course, and Strickland has represented, I think, Tonga at the Pacific Games on the forehand.
Sneak around. Well done.
And we'll go by so here is Karen Hema, the skip of the Carlton Cornwall side, with a lot of room to draw the shot. In fact, behind the jack or in front of the jack, it's about 2 metres either way. And we'll need to rest, and there's indication from Linda Ralph.
Beat that one there, through here.
Good meter over. There's plenty of room for the shot to be drawn. Man, Rima Strickland standing back off the mat, just working out her line. So here is Rima Strickland on her forehand.
Running. Oh. Hard luck.
And came up short and ran into, in fact, the Lisa Bordeaux bowl. And what difference it's made to the head. Remember, it was a 3 on the opening end for the Royal Oak combination. And really, I'm not going to try and guess who's got the shot here, because
Don't stand in front of the camera. Yeah. You have to go like this. Nice.
and this is definitely the shot that removes any measure for the shot. That bowler's of that last bowler, Karen Heem, is definitely the shot. Now
Our closest one.
we'll send the clothesline around. That's two. If that bowler's in, I'm picking the Lisa Bordeaux bowl is the right lower. The jack may well be in the count as well. They may have reclaimed that three that was dropped on the very, very first end. And now going to
We'll start here. We'll start here.
going to
We'll
that
just
front.
go around. Yeah, that's in, but we'll just go around. You go to there.
So now going to,
No, definitely that one.
that's Elisa Bordeaux.
No.
Oh,
No. Yep.
this is going to be a bit of a mishmash here, I think, because so there's four sitting on that bowling rag there. So that's the Linda Ralph bowl that they're now going back to measure.
It's a big circle. No, it's not touching.
That bowl is certainly not in.
I think you measured to this one, didn't you?
Well, so that's the bowl now they're going to. That's the Janine Young
You can
bowl.
tell the umpire if you like.
Now they're going to hit. Now the umpire's been called.
I think 4. Umpire. Umpire. So, take that away. He was busy. He was busy.
So umpire's been called. It's been 4. Has been taken out on that very, 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 what I would call wild head that was played. Remember, it was Royal Oak who scored a 3 on the first end, and the Carlton Cornwall side have replied with, well, at least a 4. They're measuring for the 5th. Umpire out there putting the blocks under there, and he's got the 100-metre.
That was a good shot down here.
He's got the
Very
100-metre
close,
tape.
eh? Very close. Yeah. Yeah.
Karen Heem is having it. You can hear.
3. You got 3. But we've already given away 4.
So that's the Janine Young bowl that the umpire is measuring. Now they come round to that very front bowl again, the one with the block on it, which is the Linda Ralph bowl. So there's 4 been taken out so far, and see what the umpire may decide here. He's going back now to the bowl of Janine Young's, the orange bowl in behind the head. It is 4.
4.
So 4-3, very high scoring. 2 ends gone.
Yeah.
And it's the Carlton Cornwall side leading 4 shots to 3 after 2 of the 18 ends. And as I say, the men's semi-finals are underway out here as well. And look, I can't really bring you progress scores of those because it's just too difficult to do so. They're also on this rink. Now remembering, of course, if you want to be able to watch us, tell your friends, whatever, they just go to the Auckland Bowls website, to www.aucklandbowls.co.nz, and that'll take you directly to the link to the link where you can watch the live action on the Auckland Bowls Facebook page, and of course also on the Auckland Bowls website is all of the latest results, up-to-date results are also there on the website. So here's Lisa Prideaux with her third bowl. There's a very good opening bowl from Prideaux.
Whoa, did you see that?
Lisa Prideaux, part of the New Zealand high performance squad of that New Zealand team for the Commonwealth Games. I've had the repetitive request today of asking me who's in the New Zealand team for the Commonwealth Games. Well, as I responded yesterday to somebody, the para and blind bowlers have already been announced. And as far as the men and the women are concerned, I know that there'll be 5 men in the side and there'll be 5 women in the side. And I can't enlighten anybody any more than that. And I'm not going to attempt to guess who is there as well. So, Karen Hema
That was very good.
urging the bowl on. The line was fine, but the weight was a metre short. Very good opening bowl here, though, from Andrea Wilson, the lead for the Royal Oak side. Just drawing lower the jack. Here's Wilson again on her forehand. And this too looks on a good line as it comes down towards the head. If it goes over the head by a metre, they'll be quite happy with that. And it duly does that. Rest on the Lisa Prideaux bowl.
Get a close bowl. I did it to your bowl as well.
Karen Hema now instructing Linda Ralph to play down on her backhand. And of course, all the players made their way here. They won their respective club triples championships, and now they got play underway yesterday for the Champion to Champions, which is a knockout event. There's a good attempt here from Linda Ralph, trying to get to the jack, needs 2 more rolls, not going to quite do it. Great effort though by the Carlton Cornwall number 2. Very, very good draw player is Linda Ralph. And there's a mother sitting behind you there with the cap and cardigan on, represented South Africa a number of years back. As we see the bowl of Janine Youngs coming over the head. Not that it affects us from the indoor environment, but I see a few specks of rain out there now. It was blue sky an hour or so ago. And of course, playing out in front of us here is the 1 to 5 triples that will come to a conclusion today. Linda Ralph going to be under the head. I know Karen Hema was watching that closely, but one could see a metre out that it was just going to dip away. Didn't have that line. So here is Janine Young with her second bowl. Going to be lighter weight. They'll change over with it being 1 to the Royal Oak lead. Andrea Wilson. It's her, I'll have to ask Tamara, teal bowl.
It's a very good bowl, girls.
We'll go with teal, right?
Right.
That's it. Andrea Wilson is playing with teal bowls. We've arrived at that.
Okay.
Linda Ralph's are the dark bluish bowls and behind, in front of the jack. The orange bowls, that of Janine Young.
Linda.
The grey bowls, a grey, light coloured grey bowls, is that of Lisa Prideaux.
No.
Karen Hema on the mat conducting a lot of traffic. And really, it's a matter of drawing the shot on the forehand. Linda Ralph was fairly close. Interesting. Both these skips were playing indoors, and it's raining outside. And both of these players, both with sunglasses on, and this is going to make contact with the Karen Hema bowl. And I just wonder, see what happened to this bowl at Rima Strickland's, but I think for Hema, there's a shot there playing with weight. Lisa Bordeaux's got a bowl in behind the head, and there's a shot can be played reaching weight on the backhand through the bowls.
Close Rima. Oh, that's beautiful bowl. Well done. Onto the green bowl.
Yeah, and I think now they're looking at that shot. That's a shot to play with ditch. I'd play with ditch weight through those. Well, not I think the shot really is through those bowls with ditch weight, and to try and remove the teal bowl. There is a Lisa Bordeaux bowl in behind the head. Just play it with confidence. Very difficult to draw, but there is a chance to get down there on the back end. Got to play with weight though that's reaching through the head. Carlton Royal Oak, of course, opened with a 3 on the first end, and the Carlton combination responded with a 4. So here is Hema playing that shot we were talking about. Really didn't have enough weight to turned over the Linda Ralph ball, but really needed another yard of weight. So we'll see Rima Strickland change her hand, trying to draw on the back end, another bowl on the head. Definitely one. You see the teal bowl there of Andrea Wilson, which is sat there right from the start, and looking at the Strickland bowl, but not going to have the weight. There's the one to the Royal Oak combination.
Oh, I did the wrong scoreboard. It was over there.
So locked up 4 apiece after 3 of the 18 ends here at the Remuera Bowling Club. Because those who aren't aware, the Remuera Club, of course, one of the old clubs of Auckland.
Hello.
Last week, of course, we were at the Auckland Bowling Club, but because of the adverse weather, we moved this weekend to Remuera, so we were able to use the inside of the facility. And Remuera is another the real sort of older clubs formed in 1895, and has been at that's to the best of my knowledge has been at that location right throughout here. And it's been the headquarters for New Zealand Championships in years gone by. We've had internationals here, and it's got used to have here 4 or 5, in fact, outdoor greens. But now it's got the 3. There's the 3 and the covered complex, which is out to the left of where we're commentating from, and right out in front of us, the right-hand side is a natural surface. Well, it's an artificial surface, and then out behind the clubhouse, there's a further 2 greens. And Lisa Bordeaux should be disappointed with that. She's a good 2 metres of weight, had a good line, but really 2 metres of weight lacking there for this very, very proficient draw player is Lisa Bordeaux. Yeah, on the backhand, very deliberate delivery of Andrea Wilson, and again that looks on a good line. This bowler Wilson, how far is it going to run? It's going to run by a metre and a half, so there is plenty of room there for Lisa Bordeaux to draw the shot itself.
On the foot, you'll have shot. Beautiful line. Yeah.
Winner of the pairs, of course, last week was Lisa Bordeaux. She gives that grimace on the face, which tends to give you some idea of what it looks like.
Very good adjustment. Yep. Shot, girl.
Just finishes lower the jack. And still plenty of good couple of feet there for Janine Young on her backhand to draw the shot, the Royal Oak player. Just question that line of Janine Young's, and yes, it's if you miss your line on this surface, you certainly won't draw back to the centre line, and that's duly what happened.
On the tee's good, Linda.
So Linda Ralph now play on her backhand.
Very nice.
And this looks a good bowl here
top
from the
bowl.
Carlton Cornwall, number
top
2.
bowl, Linda.
Just
Top bowl.
brushes the jack, gets applause from mother and sister there, sitting just in behind the rink.
Are we in the way, are we?
These ladies struggling. That object behind them is actually the camera. And it's fairly difficult for Tamara and Mike to be able to
Yep, holding
get the
top
coverage
bowl.
when we
Yep, you're inside orange.
when they stand in front of the camera. But all been fixed. So holding 2 is the Carlton Cornwall side. And Linda Ralph again on her backhand after drawing the shot with her first. Got the bowl out on that. Good arc again. Under the orange bowl, it needs to be under the orange bowl of Janine Youngs. Well, that's it's going to go by the head, and that's fine. It's over the head. That's gives them have a bot. There was no bowls over the head prior to that for Carlton. So just remembering, of course, that earlier on this morning we saw Karen Hemer defeat Catherine Bean by the bell, winning 17-16, 16 apiece, and the bell went a time round at a time, and it was the Carlton Cornwall side that held on to the shot, and it was the Rima Strickland side who defeated the Balmoral side with Chelsea Sutton's skipping.
Over here? Sure. Okay, I'll just check. No, not in the bag. Can you go? I think I left it draped on the back of the chair. In the.
And Rima Strickland just dropped through the backhand side, just on the gap, which is the forehand, of course, for Hema. So here is Karen Hema, definitely out on that wider side, needs to be under the orange bowl, or could, if it's dead weight, could draw around for a counter, and that'll count. Drew around the bowl on the dead draw weight. That's definitely a counter. It's 3 they're holding now, is the Carlton Cornwall side. Big bowl here from required from Reen Stratford, and she played a number of those in the first game, of course. Dropping a 6 on the very first end. It came back, don't know, out of the hand. She didn't seem to like that.
Come on, Rima.
It looked under the head, and needs to sit on something or go right, and it was under the line as we thought it was. And it was the indication as well from Rima Strickland at the point of delivery. So here is Karen Hema playing her second bowl on the fourth end, and holding 3 shots. Here she is out on that safe forehand side. Just needs to draw under this bowl and will count. And this looks on it. How far is it going to run? Touch the jack. Didn't want to move the jack too far. We'll see what whether that fourth one is. It is 4. It is 4. It's interesting. The
balls, girls.
Carlton Cornwall side of the 4 ends played have scored 2 4s and a 3 and a 1 to the Royal Oak side. So that puts the Carlton Cornwall side at 8-4 going into the 50 end. And Lisa Prideaux, jack's been delivered. I see the president of Auckland Bowls sitting up there on the and behind the head. See the chairman here as well. So a good number of the board here today.
Thank you.
So here is Lisa Prideaux the Carlton Cornwall lead.
All right.
And this looks a better opening
right,
bowl
Lisa.
from Lisa Prideaux, and it comes down towards that
shot
jack.
bowl, girl.
Sits right on top of the jack, a front toucher. Andrea Wilson now. That's the sort of start you want. This question, how's the weight for Andrea Wilson? Just going to drop a wee bit of weight off. Does so. Drops by a metre. Certainly hit the line. Just dropped that fraction of weight and didn't quite make it to the head. So here's the chance for Lisa Prideaux on this, the 15, to draw another shot and really put the pressure on the Royal Oak combination early on in the head. And this is on a similar line to the first bowl of Lisa Prideaux's, and is going to come in behind the head, just to sit in behind the jack, just off the centre line. And two magnificent bowls there from the Carlton Cornwall lead. So can Andrea Wilson trying hard with this a second, just needs a slide, just more than likely, just lacking a metre of weight.
Yeah, this hand.
And the difficult thing for the Royal Oak side to score on this end or get to a scoring position is how those bowls are placed in relation to the jack. Just makes the shot options very, very difficult for the Royal Oak combination. So the big things with Carlton Cornwall, I certainly don't want to give them a shoulder to play to. So here's the Linda Ralph bowl, going to come past the head and
very good.
Finishes on the centre line, rolls in. And the Carlton Cornwall side, of course, in their semi-final against St Heliers, jumped out to a pretty big lead, which Catherine Bean and her side pegged it back to be 16 all to play what was the last day. And here's Janine Young trying to get down to the jack on the draw. She's just going to go by. Had perfect weight for that trail shot of the jack.
No, you just come inside. Good ball here.
So can Linda Ralph?
Well, good, Linda.
Gone very much out on the wide side. Trying to make sure not giving a shoulder or an opportunity to the Royal Oak side to get something to work off or slide off. So Janine Young wasn't far away with the first bowl. And here's coming towards the head now. Another very, very good effort by the Royal Oak number 2. This may well be second shot.
Shot skills. Good.
And here Karen Hemer, as she always does, encouraging her team on. So Karen Heeman now will play on her backhand. Certainly out on the wider side, which is the safe side, of course. Doesn't want to give a shoulder, as we said. It's holding a couple of shots. Well, again, short of weight. The applause you can hear because the men's semi-finals are also being played at the same time, and we'll be bringing you, of course, that men's final immediately after, well, very soon after this.
Come on. Oh.
Lovely reply there from Rima Strickland. Just sat in on the Janine Young bowl. So here is Hema. Look to bring that line in.
I cut the line.
You certainly did, yes. You could see out of the hand there that
Right.
Karen Hema was definitely on that
If you
back
tip
end
that bowl
under the line.
over, the
Dip
jag
that
will
hand
come
in.
through, we'll get 2.
So you might have heard Janine Young if she can get a touch on the jack, and was so close with the first bowl was Rima Strickland. Gets a touch on
Come on,
the
Rima.
counting bowl. It's breaking towards it now. This is close. This is close,
Oh,
and
great
all
effort.
but got that touch.
1. 1.
And it is a 1 to the Carlton Cornwall side, and all but for Royal Oak. A touch on the jack. Would have been 2 shots to the Royal Oak side, the Carlton Cornwall side. They held on to that one. So jack's been delivered. By Lisa Prideaux, going to the backhand, leading now 9-4 after 5 of the 18 ends in this final of the Hunter Bowls Auckland Champion and Champion Women's Triples. And it was Carlton Cornwall going for a great, great run in these Champion and Champions to date, winning the singles with Linda Ralph, and of course in the pairs won by Lisa Prideaux and Karen Hema. So Andrea Wilson needs to finish it, and is going to finish in front of the
Oh, good ball.
good bowl here from the Royal Oak lead. Draws right to the jack, just brushes the jack to toucher.
2.5 mats, Lisa.
So
Track is very good.
you heard the call there from Karen Hema. 2.5 mats. Improvement of weight required by the Lisa Prideaux. Played a lot of her bowls in Australia at St John's Park, and is going to finish
Weight was good too.
jack level, but didn't have the right line to finish on that centre line to the jack. So can Andrea Wilson now draw another bowl adjacent? Very good bowl with it first. And this is going to depend on the weight. It certainly got the good line coming past the first bowl of Lisa Prideaux's. Might get a touch on the jack, does, and moves it right around the corner. Takes the jack off the centre line.
Yeah, you follow that throw, Linda. Good track around the bowls. Anywhere around here is good.
So saying to Linda Rolfe, it's a good draw, good track around the front bowl of Lisa Prideaux's to get down to the 2 teal bowls of Andrea Wilson. So on the backhand will be Linda Rolfe, very, very accomplished player here in Auckland and around the national scene. It's always close to there, always someone who's normally there on the last day.
Good. Stay.
Just going by with weight. Karen Hema trying to encourage it to stay, but that wasn't going to stay. Now here's the chance for Janine Young. See there in the Royal Oak tracksuit top on the backhand, because Royal Oak, formerly the only Hunger club, but the amalgamation with Hillsborough, and now had the club renamed when Hillsborough moved down the road to Onehunga, and thus
Get inside, Orange.
becoming the Royal Oak Club. And they're in the process now. Well, they've had all the consents, as was confirmed to me this morning, to start their covered complex, which will be built out from their directly from their clubhouse. Linda Ralph, and didn't like that out of the hand either. Always looked as though it was searching under the line. Would need a bit of luck for the jack. It was always looked to be hunting on the narrow side. Karen Hema, 2 down. Rima Strickland just indicating on that backhand side where Janine Young can draw. Draws inside her own bowl. Have a good counting bowl, but it's going to be under the target. Needs to sit on something on the way through. Might get some luck here. Doesn't do so. Sat on the back of the Karen Hema bowl, the Lisa Bordeaux bowl. And there will be 2 shots as they change over on this, the third of the way through, and 6 of 18 ends in this final. You might have heard the players talking about the carpet's doing funny things. Well, actually, ladies, it was doing funny things because you didn't take your green. That's actually why, because you'll see the bowls that were there earlier on, the Lisa Bordeaux bowl and Andrea Wilson bowl. They got that good arc finish to the bowl. So Heeman out. Very well performed Carlton Cornwall and Auckland skip. On her forehand. Trying to get down to this 2 teal counting bowls. Needs to get past everything clear. And fell out. Ran into the back of what is the shot bowl. Definitely 2 shots to that Royal Oak side. Yeah, Rima Strickland trying to add to the count. Needs to be up through the port, needs to sit on something. In fact, it's going to slide away.
We got second shot. We're a second shot, Linda.
So, you heard the call there from Linda Ralph to Karen Hema. Right, play with ditch weight. Try and get the jack in the ditch. Obviously, there's a clear line to it. So here is Hema. Oh. Well, it was. I'm surprised that she played that hand. Just
only one.
Because I thought that was, from the angle, looked to be the harder hand to get to the jack, to the ditch.
It's worth a few, but it's like a mat in front.
So Janine Young indicating that the second shot bowl, the Lisa Bordeaux bowl, is worth quite a number. But it is jack low, and it is quite difficult to see. 9-4, holding the shot. Might be that Rima Strickland would be quite happy to try and draw another shot and get back into the game. Trying to... Has it got the weight? Don't think so.
Yeah.
Just the one. 9-5 now. 9-5 after 6 of the 18 ends in this women's final of the Auckland Hunter Bowls Champion of Champion Triples. And of course, thank you to Hunter Bowls, New Zealand's largest bowls shop. Of course, here in Auckland, based at the Ellerslie Bowling Club. Not far from here, of course. It's the home of Taylor Bowls, New Zealand's most famous brand of bowls. And if you want to get information on the range of bowls and the accessories, etc., that are available from
Maybe
Taylor
4 men and a half.
Bowls,
Oh, yeah.
just go to the
And a half.
website www.hunterbowls.co.nz, and you will see the full array of bowls and accessories that are available at Hunter Bowls under the Taylor brand. So shorter length
Yeah, no, I don't know.
on this, the 7th end, 9.5, finishing jack level. Interesting. Lisa Bordeaux, no forehand, just been struggling to try and find a consistent line,
Come on, Lisa.
and had a perfect line, but needed just a couple of feet of weight. So Andrea Wilson following that Lisa Bordeaux bowl is going to be under the head. And the big thing here now for Lisa Bordeaux is to take her line
You got it, Lisa?
to the jack line, the jack level bowl. She draws inside the jack
Under
level
a
bowl.
mat.
You see
Inside
Karen
three
Hema
bowls,
indicating a couple of
Go
feet.
ahead, shot.
And drawing inside it will certainly give Lisa Bordeaux a shot, and a bowl very adjacent to the jack. Looks on a good line. How's the weight? Is it coming? Should start to break now.
Right at the head, really nice.
That's
Very
it.
nice.
Got that
Yeah,
beautiful
top
arc
ball,
to the bowl, and
Shot.
sits right on top of the jack, front toucher, and took that green, as we said, out to the teal bowl, the bowl of Andrea Wilson, and just got that lovely draw in towards the jack. And it's 9-5, 9-5 after 6 of the 18 ends. Where the Carlton Cornwall side leading the Royal Oak combination. There's a good effort here from Janine Young, but not going to get the weight to get down towards.
A bit more weight.
Needed another couple of feet of weight, unfortunately, as well. When one falls short in those areas, you just cut that line, that vision line off to the jack. So here is Linda Ralph.
It's the ball there.
And behind the head, so on the backhand is Janine Young.
Oh,
Didn't like it out of her hand. Thought she was on that wider side, but it's coming home now. My goodness, it's coming home, but we'll just go by. So Linda Ralph now on this, the 7th end. With it being the Lisa Bordeaux bowl. Sitting right on top of the jack. And this bowl of
looking good, Linda.
Linda Ralph's bowl is following the same line as Lisa Bordeaux's. Going to sit right on top of what was the shot bowl. That's 2 that are sitting there.
Oh, hey. What end are we on? What end are we on? That's right. Connect with Lisa's one.
So it is Carlton Cornwall who are holding the shots, holding 2 shots. And not a lot for Rima Strickland to actually see off the mat. So we'll try and draw to the jack, will Strickland. And there you'll see it out on that wide side. Very difficult target to play to. Trying to reach the bowl, get a touch onto the shot bowl, turn the jack over where You'll see the orange bowl sitting in behind the head, that bowl of Linda Ralphs, of Janine Young. Just trying to move the jack towards it. Here's Karen Hema. It looked out on the wider side, out of the handle. See how far it comes back. Needs to be inside, cleanly inside the teal bowl of Andrea Wilson. Not going to do so.
Same thing. You're just looking to connect with that one. Throw onto there.
And you hear there the call from Janine Young, just looking to make contact on the back of that bowl, which would turn the jack back to the bowl of Janine Young's, which is sitting there. So here is Rima Strickland.
Come on. Close, Rima.
This is on a better line, this bowl. This is on a better line. Oh, it was unlucky. Just got a touch off the Janine Young bowl and just took it off its line. It was certainly on a direct line to the touching that bowl, which would see the jack go back, immediately go back. So the indication was it's still 2 shots to the Carlton Cornwall side. And here is Karen Hema again with her second bowl. On this, the 17, trying hard to get inside, not going to do so. 2 it is. Declared 11-5 now. And of course, we'll be bringing you the men's final as well. I have Peter Blucher here with me as we cover that men's final this afternoon. We don't know who those are going to be. Of course, semi-finals are underway out here at the indoor complex, but we'll be bringing you all the action from that final. Semi-finals are underway. The Greylands side, skipped by Vera Nuatoi, and they're up against the East Tamaki side, skipped by Ian Fisher. And the other semi-final is Bridge Park, Tio Tarua up against the Howick side, which I'm not sure, but I think Neil Fisher is skipping that side, and we'll bring you those results as they come through. Can't give you updates on those particular semi-finals. Here is Lisa Bordeaux on her backhand, leading 11-5. Remembering Bordeaux and Hema with a victorious combination in the champion pairs last weekend. Gone pretty wide with this one, though, has Lisa Bordeaux. So, Andrea Wilson with the teal bowls, definitely well inside the Rima Strickland line. In fact, will be too far inside that line, and will now run away. We'll finish jack level, but
yeah, you just bring it into fraction.
So Lisa Bordeaux will be trying to just alter that line to the jack. But a make superb delivery. Here's Lisa Bordeaux. Doesn't change very much. Gets that bowl away really nicely. Been urged on by Karen Hema. Didn't have the weight. And also, while we're covering this, I must congratulate the Nino Bowling Club, who yesterday had a big charity event at their indoor complex in Nino, and a big auction. There was, in fact, one of the prizes was a share in a David Ellis Tiakia trained horse. They really opened their wallets up around the region. And all of the funds that were generated from the day went to the Foxton Beach fundraiser, because you may not be aware, but a couple of months back, the Foxton Beach Bowling Club got burnt to the ground, and devastating for the region. They, as we watched Linda Ralph draw a toucher. So yeah, the Foxton literally lost everything. So the initiative of the Nainai Bowling Club was a big fundraiser, which was held yesterday at the indoor complex in Nainai. I'm not sure how much money they raised. I know it was a great day there, and had a full green of bowlers at Nainai for a very, very worthwhile cause, and our best wishes to the Foxton and Beach Bowling Club, and no doubt we'll find out at some stage soon how much the day raised yesterday, but I know it was a big auction that was there with lots of goodies. So well done to Nainai, and thanks to all of those who supported that fantastic fantastic cause.
Very nice.
Another great bowl here from Linda Ralph as it just draws alongside the jack. And that's a couple sitting right on top of the jack. So here is Janine Young. Certainly the bowls of Linda Ralph's putting pressure on the Royal Oak side, and is Mr. Green there, and it's just going to skip by. So as they change over, it is the Carlton Cornwall side leading 11 shots to 5, 11-5, as we play in 8 of 18 in this final of the Hunter Bowls Women's Champion and Champion Triples here in Auckland. So here is Linda Ralph now on the mat, holding a couple. On her forehand. And then it's breaking towards the head nicely. And if it sits jack level, it will. This will count. There's 3 sitting there, 2 of Linda Ralph's and 1 of Karen Hemer's.
Have a run with your first.
There's the call from Janine Young.
Yeah.
Have a run at your first.
Make connection with that one there.
Trying to make connection with that bowl. The danger is that you try and over adjust with this. It's a 1 bowl target. Not an easy shot for the Royal Oak skip to have to play here. It needs to get under this orange bowl, and will do so, but will it hold up or run away? That's well played from Rima Strickland, just falling out from outside the jack. So Karen Hemer been instructed by Linda Ralph to come over the head, put a bit of cover in on the forehand. You'll see it 11-7 after 11-5 after 7 ends. Very difficult hit here for Rima Strickland to play to.
Yeah, we're in danger of 4 down now if you hit it. We're 2 down at the moment.
2 down's the call. 11-5 in front is Carlton Cornwall. And really just trying to draw to get the second shot would be the ideal situation for the Rima Strickland skip side on the back end. Is and again, this is on a good line, this bowler. Rima Strickland's desperately unlucky. Two very, very well played bowls. So out comes the measure.
Two down.
2 it was. 13-5 now as we come to the 9th end, the halfway mark. So 13-5 to the Carlton Cornwall side. Well, remembering in the semi-final against St Heliers, they had a tidy lead as well against St Heliers, and that got evaporated as we went into the last end, which was the last end. In fact, was the 17th end, because time was the killer there. But they went into what was the last end all locked up, and it was Linda Ralph who drew the shot and couldn't be dislodged by the St Heliers skip by Catherine Bean, and giving the Carlton Cornwall side the narrowest of narrowest victories. So Carlton Cornwall run out the winners 17-16. Here is Brideau now, urged on by Karen Hema. It's not going to have the weight. It's a metre and a bit lower weight.
Go on, Drought.
So Andrea Wilson now will no doubt go to her backhand. Got a metre to draw the shot in.
Woman up again.
And he's going to go by with weight.
Yeah, I'll cross it home.
So this bowl looks better weight, this bowl of Karen Hemers, of Lisa Brideau's, and it is going to go by the jack. So on the backhand is Andrea Wilson. And question the weight. Has it got enough weight to get all the way? No, it won't. Plenty of room here for Linda Ralph. Real draw exponent player is Linda Ralph. And I'm sure she won't be far away with her first bowl. On the forehand will Ralph be. Just needs to come past this Lisa Brideau front bowl, and is going to do so.
Yep, very nice opener.
That's the shot itself, sits in behind the jack. So Janine Young endeavouring to get a bowl on the head for the Royal Oak combination. And this looks a pretty good bowl from Janine Young. This should be shot, will it? Oh, difficult to tell.
What bowl was that?
You see, 2'6" over is the bowl of Linda Ralph's. So inside the bowl of Janine Young would definitely be shot, or inside the Carlton Cornwall bowl. So Linda Ralph trying to slow it down. You can see there on the way through, and only a metre and a bit over. So Janine Young now on her backhand.
Oh, too soft again. No.
I just thought here, Karen Hema thinking it was two down, just the one. Now it's up to Hema to draw the shot.
Oh, Rima. Need another sandwich. Yeah, love that bowl. Need another sandwich. Only one. Yeah.
Just the one as we play N9.
Yeah.
So Karen Hemap on her backhand. Linda Ralph taking interest in this one, but won't have the weight. Trying to draw it inside the back door. Need another couple of feet of weight.
Either hand. Close Rima.
So Rima Strickland looks as though she's going to draw the shot here, gets down to the jack and does so, sits alongside the jack, sits jack level. Well played by the Royal Oak skip.
Yep.
Trying to reach the bowl now with a yard of weight.
Linda. It's finished on the side. Jack low.
Hema electing to have a look at the head. Well, to me, it's pretty simple. Come down there, be the jack, any jack movements in your favour.
Yeah. Follow the jack movement. You're over there. Yep.
Dear oh dear, sometimes we overcomplicate a few things with what's...
She's sitting at the end with their mum. Yeah. They have a difference. So Linda Rowell and Estelle Hickey. Yeah. And Estelle's husband is the greenkeeper at Hull.
So here's now Karen Hema on the mat, on the state. Ninth end, endeavouring to play down to the shot bowl. Jack movement, of course, favours the Carlton Cornwall side. We've got that away with a, I'll call that an internal wobble.
No, not enough.
And sadly, the result of that was killed at the point of delivery. Got the bowl away, sort of inside out, and disappeared under the line immediately and quickly. So can Rima Strickland draw another shot here? Not going to have the weight, certainly had the line. It'll be a 1-2, the Royal Oak combination.
Yeah, just pretty sure it's only one.
And that makes it 13-6. Yep, 13-6 after 9 of the 18 ends of this final of the Hunter Bowls Auckland Champion Triples. Sun's out here at Remuera. Because after this is finished, this women's final is finished, we'll be bringing you the live bowl-by-bowl action of the men's champion triples, where the semi-finals are underway out in front of the same green indoor complex here, and we've got Grey Lynn up against East Tamaki and Bridge Park up against Howick. Jack's been delivered on this, the 10th of 18 ends. And it will be Andrea Wilson on her backhand to endeavour to draw the shot, or a good shot. Yeah, under the line though, always looked out of the hand. No, that was going to be under the line, and Julie is. Plenty of room here for Lisa Prideaux to...
Okay. You got it.
Yeah. So here is Lisa Prideaux.
Finish it off, Lisa. Very good. Yep.
Yeah, good opening ball there from Lisa Prideaux. So Andrea Wilson. Again, going to be under the line and not have the weight.
Yep, then again, Lisa.
In
You've
this
got
two bowl triples discipline, it's so imperative, important that your lead gives you gets you away to a good start. On the backhand is Lisa Prideaux, leading 13 shots to 6 after we've played 9 of the 18 ends here in this women's final. And touch on the jack from Lisa Prideaux. You'll see there, just moved it off the 2 metre mark. So Janine Young trying to get down through this port on the backhand, but it's going to be under the head as well. It's going to drop away under the head. 3 bowls there you'll see in a straight line, the 2 teal bowls and the 1 orange bowl.
I'm going to encroach on you. Yeah. Go over there. No, because I'm conscious of this guy. Yeah, the boys. Yeah.
So Linda Rolfe just going to run into the Lisa Prideaux bowl, turned it over. Certainly a couple of shots, maybe 3. So Janine Young, a lot of pressure going on. The skip here, Rima Strickland, the last few ends has been down on the head and has been able to get the side out of it. And desperately like to see Janine Young, and is going to draw the shot. Yes, she will. Well played. Right in behind the jack.
You've played this hand. You're coming in. Sitting on bowl. Moving up the jacks, okay.
So, saying to Linda Rolfe, draw up. Looks under the line. Although she's got weight, she's going to hold up to the jack.
Bowl, Gil. It's all good. It's all good.
Got the jack, moved it out to the side, didn't really change things except it just created a wee bit more room for both the skips to draw. On this, the 10th end of 18.
Good leading, you.
Oh, it's going to move over this way now.
And the defending champions,
Probably in their rink.
well, the last year's winners were Berry Kuzmitsky and Spells from New Lynn. And the previous year was the St Heliers side who played here this morning, were beaten by the Karen Hema side. That's the side of Kempthorne, Curran and Bean. So another opportunity here for
maybe.
Karen Hema to add to her tally. So on the backhand is this looks a good bowl here from Karen Hema. Needs to get under the bowl cleanly, and will do so.
Yeah, probably down to that.
And indication is that the shot bowl that just came in then.
Even the back door, good.
So, Rima Strickland. Well under the head with that bowl. Karen Hema bowl, you'll see there on the monitor, definitely the shot. As indicated by Linda Rolfe, it's certainly the shot. So Linda Rowe, Karen Hemer certainly brought a line in, but it's going to hold up under those front bowls. No, it's not. It's going to be run away.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Got one down.
Just the one it is. And that takes us to 14-6 now, 14-6. And I've got an update here from the men's semi-finals, and we've got the Howick game. That's Howick up against Bridge Park. It's Brian Chapman up against Tio Tarua, and it's 13 ends gone in that semi-final, and it's all locked up 12 apiece in the Howick Bridge Park semi-final, and East Tamaki up against the Greyland side. It's the Vera Nodui side up against the East Tamaki skip side, Ian Fisher, and there's Greyland who are leading by 13 shots to 6. 13 shots to 6 after 13 of the 18 ends. So in the East Tamaki, in the Howick Bridge Park game, that's all locked up at 12 apiece after 13. And in the other semi-final, that is East Tamaki up against Greyland. It is Greyland who are leading by 13 shots to 6 after 13 of the 18 ends. And in this particular final, it's the Hema skip side, the Carlton Cornwall side, leading 14-6 as we watch Lisa Bordeaux draw Justin behind the jack. Well played bowl by the Carlton Cornwall lead.
Yeah, good weight. Very good weight. Well done.
And indicated there from Rima Strickland, you might have heard, indicating the bowl of Andrea Wilson had really, really good weight with her bowl that she just played, her first bowl.
Yeah, another good line. Lisa?
So, second bowl of
Very
Lisa
good.
Bordeaux's just going
Very
to
good.
skip away under the head, but perfect draw weight, sits jack level, about 2 foot from the jack. So, Andrea Wilson now trailing 14-6 is Royal Oak. Andrea Wilson endeavouring to try and get a bowl on the head for her skip, Rima Strickland, after we saw Bordeaux draw it right to the jack and sitting behind the jack there. You can see it on the camera, just sitting right in behind the jack, leading 14-6 is the
Coming inside, you're coming inside.
Carlton
Lisa.
Cornwall side.
Punching here.
So Linda Ralph going for the double of Auckland champion events this year in the singles and triples, and also Lisa Bordeaux and Karen Hemer also going for the double after winning
Back bowl.
the pairs last weekend, and now in the final here of the triples and holding the shot on this, the 10th end. So I see we've got just arrived in here as well. Another, you see that's South African representative sitting up there watching the action. Is that Marlene Castle also sitting here watching the action. Of course,
Still there, Linda. You're coming
long-standing
inside, Lisa.
representative for New Zealand. Played 16 years, of course, for New Zealand. Winning the world in women's indoor singles and attending 4 Commonwealth Games, 4 World Bowls Championships, and Asia Pacific, all other things. And I'm looking through the record here, and I see won this event in 2006, 2007 with Fran Ryan, Mary Delaney, and Marlene Castle from Only Hung Up. They won this event back in 2006, 7, and of course, from the others here, it would be first for And Karen Hemer, in fact, with New Zealand representative
Oh, wee.
Selena Goddard and Tania Wrigley representing Pakuranga. So Hemer won this event back in 2011-12. Bit of applause going on out there, and that means
Right, wait, missed the green.
the men's semi-final, which I said just a moment ago.
Yep.
The Howick Bucklands Power Bridge Park event was all locked up at 12 apiece, and the East Tamaki Grey Lynn, that's Grey Lynn leading that by 13 shots to 6. So here's Karen Hemer, the skip for the Carlton Cornwall side, as we play Ian 10 leading 14-6 on the forehand.
Oh no.
And
Got
look
one
at that
at
one
the back.
forever, but that's no, Karen, there's actually no sense in
Sorry,
looking
mate.
at that bowl at all. It was narrow out of the hand and short as well. It was never going to do anything. So here is Strickland on the backhand, down on the head, trying to desperately to get into
Oh,
a
wait,
scoring
wait,
position. I'm going to have the line to get to the jack. Karen Heman up on her forehand. I want to improve on what was her first. Salisa Bordeaux bowl, which is shot, which has been there from bowl 1.
No.
And this isn't going to reach the head either.
Just a touch more.
So Janine Young indicating to Rima Strickland just a touch more of weight. One shot at this stage. It's just the one to the Carlton Cornwall side. Just the one. And this needs to get back inside the port. Good attempt. Not going to do so though. So they've taken the one out.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want me to do it or?
So one's come out.
Shot
Now
bowls,
measuring
Lisa. Very good.
for the second. Carlton scored the one. They're going to the Andrea Wilson bowl. And coming around. And
So let's go back to that one.
I think on the measure there, it looked like just the one, but we'll
Yep. This one. You can do it if you like. Yeah, you do it.
Janine Young saying, if you're not happy with the measure that I've done, you get down and do it. I think that Janine Young was quite happy, that thought it was just the one. Linda Rolfe thinking it was 2.
Yep, just one.
Just the one. She was right.
It was close. Yeah.
10 ends gone now of 18, and it is the Carlton Cornwall combination of Karen Hemer skipping with Linda Rolfe and Lisa Bordeaux, who are leading the Royal Oak combination of Andrea Wilson, Janine Young and Rima Strickland by 15 shots to 6. And as we said also at the same time, going on out here is the men's semi-final, and we'll be bringing you the live final. And in the men, it's Howick and Bridge Park on my last report, all locked up 12 apiece after 13 of the 18 ends. And in the East Tamaki versus Grey Lynn game, after 13 ends, it is Grey Lynn who are leading East Tamaki by 13 shots to 6. Here's now Lisa Bordeaux on the backhand, winner of the pairs last week. Changed her hand to get some more consistency. It's going to be under the line.
Right, you got this.
There's under the line. And was shorter and really shorter weight and shorter green as well. Andrea Wilson now with her first. And this is going to be under the line as well. It's really under the line. It's just steering the bowl
Got it,
down.
Lisa. And you come.
Karen Heeman giving lots of instructions that player Lisa Bordeaux's experience. She knows it's got to be done. Need to take some more green and give myself a yard of weight. Let the bowl work and draw the shot. So let's see what and how far has it
Yep,
got
you're
out.
on around the head. Very good.
So
Very good. Yep.
Jack Level, a good second bowl there from the lead for Karen Heeman. Now,
I'm going to have to get between your legs, please. Oh, sorry, control room.
there's a good attempt here from Andrea Wilson, but just going to have a bit too much weight on the way through. It's Elisa Bordeaux bolt sitting Jack Level, which will be shot. Clear path to the Jack on that same side of the rink for the number 2, Linda Ralph. So here is Ralph on her backhand. And that's going to be under the line as well. You can very quickly see. I know Karen Heemer's looking very generously at it, but
A bit early.
perhaps their interpretation of where the bowl finishes and mine must be two different things. So here is Janine Young now, trying to get that bowl back to the centre line where the scoring options are, and she's got the bowl out wider than, and will be rewarded if she's got the weight. Will get the draw back to the Jack, and certainly had the right line. Was just missing that yard of weight to finish all the way to the Jack.
2 metre, Linda.
So you heard the call from Karen Heemer, and really it's about drawing to the 2 metre mark. On the backhand is the Carlton Cornwall player, with Carlton Cornwall leading 15 shots to 6.
Okay, good.
And this is a better line here from Linda Ralph. This will come in past
very
the
nice.
Jack and centre line. It's a metre over, but that's fine. You've always got a chance of scoring if you're over the head on that centre line. If you're under the centre line, you got no chance.
You're going to
So
get fined.
here is Janine Young now trying to draw the shot. It's a good attempt from the Royal Oak player. Here comes around the front bowl. How far is it will run? Falls in. That's the shot. Well played from the Royal Oak number 2. Just got the ball out on that
Have a go.
wider arc, and doing so you get rewarded, and that
Nice.
it'll come back towards the Jack or the centre line. That's what Karen Heemer's now got to do. 15-6.
Possibly. Yeah, a little bit
It is
slower.
Carlton Cornwall leading.
As it gets colder, it gets a bit slower. Doesn't change too much.
So here is Karen Heemer, who needs to hold that line, let it draw. It's a good attempt here from Heemer. It's a great attempt, needs to fall in, not out, and falls in. And not sure whether it made shot or not.
It's a measure.
It's a measure, was the call from Janine Young.
There's still room for you.
Because out behind us here on the screen out here is the 1 to 5 Auckland triples as well. And that's getting down towards semi-finals and finals as well. As we see the bowler Strickland's, it's going to disappear
Nice
under the head.
Be nice to get a Jack, eh? Yeah, we're all over there, yeah.
Karen Heemer saying it'd be nice to get the Jack. So Heemer Looks like she'll play with that weight. Needs to play with weight to hold up, to get to that jack possibly and get that trail on it.
No. No, it's just going to drop. Ah.
Rima Strickland, it's a measure for shot. He's on a good line though, might just get the Janine Young bowl and does.
Oh, I've got another measure, I think.
Another
Not that
measure
one,
was the
I think.
call.
Push that one away. It's between those two, right?
You'll hear Janine Young saying which two bowls it's in between. This is end 11 completed now.
I know. Down at this level, I think it's yours.
So Janine Young indicating she thinks it's the Carlton Cornwall shot.
Oh,
It is.
one down.
It's a 1-2 Carlton Cornwall. Jump out to a pretty tidy lead now. 16-6 as we play in 12 of 18. It's a good break for the Carlton Cornwall side.
I think we're being too quiet. What are we going? Full time.
So Jack's been delivered by Lisa Prideaux, and
Sorry.
so here is now Lisa Prideaux on the mat. The lead for the Carlton Cornwall side. You see the Jack just in that sitting in the sun there.
We'll
And-
go with it. Yeah.
Going to move the Jack on the trail.
Get close.
16-6.
Play whichever hand you want.
So Andrea Wilson on the backhand.
Nice green.
It's going to be under the line. You can see immediately out of the hand. That was certainly under the line. Of course, it's getting to the stage now where Royal Lake really need to get
And again.
a good scoring head. And I'll have with me here for the final of the men's triples, Peter Blucher will be sitting here
Coming
with
in
me
nice.
from the
Nice
Glen
shot.
Eden Club.
Gonna be
Another good bowl from Lisa
Round
Rideau in the back and behind the head.
Oh.
That's fine.
whoa.
Oh, how far did it go? Did it set up? There you'll see it. Just went through the head a wee bit.
Nice track again.
So, Andrew Wilson,
Sit on the back one to stay.
good track, overweighted.
Yeah.
Oh no.
In fact, rolled the sat on top of the bowl of Lisa Prideaux, pushed it into the ditch. So, under Ralph, should be drawing, it's a counter, this will be a counter here. One of Ralph's just skips by at the last minute. It's the Alicia Bordeaux bolt, which is shot.
Side drone.
On the backhand is Linda Ralph. She's brought that line in on the backhand. You can certainly see that.
Between the toe then. Back door. Oh.
Well, Karen, you don't really count those as really. It's trying to, yeah, you don't count shots that are a metre and a half away. And so here is Janine Young again. She's going to miss that line. Missed that line to the jack and fret, ran into the Bordeaux bowl, and skips change over, and yeah, the pressure's really on Rima Strickland here.
Hey, guess what? That's okay. But guess what?
So back to the mat is Karen Hemet, the Carlton skip. So here is Hemet on the forehand.
Nice ball.
And drawing cleanly through, and two should count. A lot of pressure here on Rima Strickland as the Ians start to run down as well and not scoring. And this doesn't have the weight, just going to run into the front bowl of Janine Young's. Men's final, semi-finals, of course. We've got Howick up against Bridge Park and East Tamaki up against Grey Lynn. And we'll be bringing you the final of that.
Oh. Hello.
Beating that one.
Well, if you steer the ball under the head, Karen, that's where they'll go. So here is, on the backhand, is Rima Strickland endeavouring to try and save the situation for Royal Oak. Down a couple on the head. How far is this going to run by? Needs to sit on something. It's going to go all the way to the ditch. And we'll see what the count here is.
Yep, that's straight. Straight.
Three it is.
The ball, girls.
And that's now 13 Ian's gone. And it is 19-6 running out of Ian's as the Royal Oak side. So Jack's been delivered, been shortened up a wee bit here by Alicia Bordeaux.
What a noise, eh? Inside? Yeah.
Good leading.
Yeah, crack a ball. Very good.
Another good bowl from Alicia Bordeaux, sitting just in behind the jack. And leading, of course, 19-6. It's a big mountain now for the
That is,
Royal Oak side.
one with you. I saw her maybe a couple of seasons missing things this year.
And coming up short is the lead for the Royal Oak combination.
Yeah, coming in nice.
And
Very
again,
good, Lisa.
Lisa Rideau got the bowl out on that arc, and it's going to draw it right in alongside the jack. It's a great start for the Carlton Cornwall side.
Nice, Andrea. Behind, well done.
And over the head.
I don't mind. But you've been playing this hand pretty good.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden becoming, the challenge is becoming a bit hard now for the Royal Oak side. They're not getting bowls on the head. You know, these 2-bowl triples, you certainly got to give yourself a chance.
Very nice home.
Linda Ralph going through over the head, leading 19-6 as we play in 14. Yeah, good response here from Janine Young. This is going to draw the shot right to the jack. Well played by the Royal Oak lead. Just sits low the jack. That'll be the shot.
Yeah, you're just coming through.
Pretty close, Linda.
Good attempt here from Linda Ralph. Just going to slide by the bowl, the shot bowl, that being the bowl of Janine Young's, the orange bowl. On the backhand is Janine Young just trying to improve the head on her last bowl again. This is a very good attempt from Young. Needs to get inside. Just going to go outside the bowl. Certainly wasn't far away as the skips change over. 19-6 as we play in 14.
Hey, Rima. Hey, you. So,
Karen Hemer, so he can literally really play the scoreboard a wee bit here. Doesn't have to be too adventurous. One down, another head gone. Big thing for Hemer is not to get in a position where she's going to drop her bundles, but significant numbers, endeavouring to try and turn the Linda Ralph bowl over or get to the jack. It's a trail shot on that's going to go into that catching pen. Just see what Rima Strickland on her backhand, holding the shot. This two's going to be under the line and short.
Got a meter.
See what weight.
still played under there? Yeah. Yeah.
Karen Hemer on her backhand. She can afford to play with reaching weight. And
Ah,
no,
wrong one.
right.
So it'll be
Up to here.
the Royal Oak side who will score at least one, maybe two. See what can be done with this bowl from the skip from Remus Strickland. Not to be. It's under the head.
Yep.
That's a one. So 15 ends gone in this final of the Hunter Bowls Auckland Women's Champion Triples. And of course, we'll be bringing you the final after this of the men's final, where the semi-finals are underway between Howick and Bridge Park and East Tamaki versus Grey Lynn. So the jack's been delivered. And of course, that final, as I said, Peter Blucher will be with me, doing the commentary with me. Does a great job, does Peter out at Gleneden. And of course, the Auckland 5-year and under players. He's had a long association with those players. A good opening bowl coming here from Andrea Wilson, coming down towards the centre line. And the jack, good opening bowl here, going to all but brushes the jack. It's a great opening bowl there from the Royal Oak lead, trailing 19-7. Facts a toucher, draws right onto that centre line. So Lisa Bordeaux now needs to follow that line up. And just question that line. I know Karen Heem was looking closely at it, but it always looked to be under the line, and was under the line and underweighted as well.
Nice again.
So another good line here from the Royal Oak lead. How far is it going to run by? A couple of yards, but so Bordeaux trying to improve on her first.
Good. Very
Great
good.
attempt there from
You like it,
Karen Heem. Touched on from Lisa Bordeaux. Touched the shot pole. Did move it out fractionally, so it does leave draw room for the Linda Ralph.
Yeah, you're just drawing close, Linda.
And Janine Young, a good metre short. So here is Linda Ralph, one down on the head. Jack's been moved. There's room here to draw the shot. Linda Ralph looks on a good line here. How's the weight? Breaking well towards the jack. That's well played by the Carlton Cornwall. Number 2 just drew round the bowl, got to the jack, leading 19-7 as we play Ian 15. That's a pretty telling bowl. So Janine Young with her second bowl on this and it's going to be under the head.
Oh, very close.
And see whether Ralph can just repeat.
Just behind your own, good.
Whenever I get the right weight, I will cut the green. That's very annoying.
Yeah, Linda Ralph didn't like that ball and she let it go. But played a good bowl with the first, and she's got a metre to draw. That would be the second shot.
Very nice. Very nice
That would
bowl.
be 2 shots, I'd say, where it just got that natural, lovely arc in towards the jack at the finish.
You right? Oh,
Of course, last week, there it is, 14 ends gone, playing in 15,
Girl.
19-7, 19-7. It is to the Carlton Cornwall side. Of course, remembering last week we had Karen Hema and Lisa Bordeaux win the Auckland champion pairs, and Linda Ralph earlier winning the Auckland Women champion singles. Of course, they'll all be making their way to the finals. And the finals, of course, are played around the countryside, where all the winners from the respective centres all come together and play throughout the respective weekends, looking for the jack. Looking for the jack is Rima Strickland. Hard shot to play, but the stage of the game, that's what she needs to play. Needs to be trying to get some movement of the jack in her favour. So the first champion of champions, which will be held, will be that of the singles, which will be played at the very nice Bowls Hastings complex on the 1st to 3rd of July. The following week we'll be in Dunedin, 8th to 10th of July, where we'll be bringing you a toucher there from Hema. Just moved the jack around the corner. 8th to 10th of July, we'll be bringing you the men's pairs. Sorry, the pairs from Dunedin. That's the very nice stadium down there in Dunedin. The next week, the 15th, 17th of July, we will be the triples, and we'll be at Nainai. And then we'll be back at Hastings, 22, 24 July for the New Zealand champion fours. So here is Rima Strickland trying to get down to the counting area, going to run into the Janine Young bowl. Not going to do anything, had to attack the head, 2 down, 1 to come from Karen Hema. Can she improve the score? 19-7, holding 2. And as we did from the Bowls 3-5 in Wellington, with these champion to champion events, we'll be covering play right throughout the event, and we will be endeavouring to cover as many of the teams as possible from wherever they might come from. So it'll be another shot coming in here.
it's probably going to be it, I think.
And this could be shake hands time. Just got it. Murmur from outside. 19-7. That's 3 they're taking out. Measuring for the 4th.
12 and 7 is 20.
I think it's just the 3.
I don't think we can catch up now. How many was it? 3?
3 it was.
7.
22-7.
3 6s are 18. Oh, we could. We'll play back.
So, and I play one more end is the indication from Janine Young. So looking pretty comfortable now though for Carlton Cornwall. 22-7 after 15. I think that's what the board should read at the far end. We'll see in but a moment. And if it is, of course, looks as though it will be another title for Carlton Cornwall. After last week, of course, we had Karen Hema and Lisa Bordeaux win the Hunter Bowls champion and champion pairs. And prior to that, we had Linda Ralph win the champion and champion singles. So I'm not sure who's representing Carlton in the champion and champion fours, but it is 22-7. But definitely a Quinella here for the Carlton Cornwall side. For both of these players, or all 3 of these players. And they will be part of the live coverage. And I see one of those men's triples semi-finals, the shake hands time in there. That looked to be the game between East Tamaki and Grey Lynn. And we'll see who the...
Grey Lynn.
So Karen Hema giving me updates innocently. And I think it's fair to say that the Grey Lynn side of Mamai Taroa, Eri Tutaya and Vero Nutaya. They're through to the final. So they have beaten the East Tamaki combination of Ian Fisher, Mark Grivis and Roy Ilio. I don't know what the score is at this stage, but the indication is it is the Greyland side that are through to the final. Mamea, Taroa, Edi Tuatai and Vero Naiatai. They are through to the final. And we, of course, will be covering that game. Another good bowl here from Lisa Bordeaux, sitting right in behind the jack. And leading 22-7 now is the Carlton Cornwall side. They're all but done for another title. And, of course, the winner of the game between Bridge Park and Howick. That's the Teo Taruas Bridge Park side. And the Neil Fisher skipped Howick side. That'll be the final that we'll be bringing you of the Millions Triples here at the Champion Triples here at the Remuera Bowling Club. And good ball here from Linda Ralph, going to sit on the Lisa Bordeaux bowl. There's 3 shots all in a line there. It's very, very hard to get at. I hear Janine Young saying, I'll just draw. Not a lot she can do there. Trailing 22-7 as we play Ian 16. Great attempt there from Janine Young. Will draw second shot in behind the Linda Ralph bowl. So here's Linda Ralph now. Looking very comfortable for another Auckland Centre title. And it's going to finish on the centre line. It's going to drift just by, but sits alongside the jack and falls over. And with it falling over, brought it to the centre line. And you'll see there on the camera those 2 bowls of Linda Ralph's literally like right on top of the jack. So Janine Young now on her backhand, trying to rescue the situation. This is a good attempt from the Royal Oak number 2, trying to get down to the jack in the bowl, and did so and moved the jack out. And it's still 2 down, but that was well played by Janine Young. So gets the chalk, goes on the bowl in this final of the Hunter Bowls Women's Champion and Champion Triples here at Remuera.
Down the thing, yeah. Have some fun.
And our thanks to Remuera, who were the emergency host, I suppose, when we had the inclement weather over the last couple of days. It meant a few changes of venues, so therefore moved inside here to the indoor covered complex at Remuera. So thank you to Remuera for making their facility available, and to the other clubs, of course, which were used yesterday. So here is Rima Strickland as we draw to a close here in this final of the Hunter Bowls Women's Champion and Champion Triples, and trying to get to the jack or sit on something was Rima Strickland, all but 1 shot is the call from Linda Ralph. So here is Himanea on her backhand. And jack level. So this will be another title to the Carlton Cornwall Club. Sitting there in the yellow and black, the famous yellow and black Carlton Cornwall colours have shaken hands. And there it is the winners of the Hunter Bowls, Auckland Women's Champion and Champion Triples is the side of Lisa Bordeaux, Linda Ralph leading at number 2, and Karen Hema up against the Royal Oak side of Andrea Wilson, Janine Young and Rima Strickland. And on the day, the Carlton Cornwall side were just too powerful on the draw, and we've got the winners there, double for Hema and Bordeaux, because winning the pairs last week. And weeks prior to that, we saw Linda Ralph win the Champion and Champion singles. So we're certainly seeing Carlton Cornwall to the fore here in the Hunter Bowls Auckland Champion and Champion playoffs. We'll be back later on this afternoon. Myself, Tamara and Mike will be here, along with Peter Booch is sitting here with me, and we'll bring you the final of the men's Champion and Champion triples, knowing that we know that the Grey Lynn side, they're through to the final, and they'll play the winners of Bridge Park and Howick. And this is Kevin Hickland at the Auckland Bowls finals, and we'll be back for the final of the men's when play gets underway.